At 3 in the morning, the world looks honest. Streetlights thin into fog, windows become sealed mouths, and entire cities, millions of lives, can be reduced to a single choice: turn the lights off or leave them on. Somewhere in Venezuela's capital, a switch was thrown, whether by strategy, sabotage, or something stranger. And then in the darkness, someone recorded a few seconds of history. Not the kind meant for television, not the kind meant for court, the kind that feels forbidden. They called it unseen rare footage of Nicolás Maduro Moros. But the footage, if it existed, didn't explain why. Not the real why. Because the top secret reason behind Nicolás Maduro Moros' arrest wasn't only about one man. It was about a system, a commodity, a country's leverage hidden underground. Oil reservation in Venezuela, a phrase that sounds harmless until you understand what it does to human beings. Tonight we descend through the layers, from a bedroom door to a prison cell to the machinery that moves nations. And we won't answer every question, because the most unsettling stories never do. Public reporting says Nicolás Maduro and his wife Celia Flores were seized in a controversial pre-dawn raid in Caracas, then transferred into U.S. custody. It's when the human body is at its softest, when guards blink longer, when decision-making is fog, when a city is neither asleep nor awake, just suspended. And in that suspension, states do something fascinating. They adapt, not biologically, politically. They learn how to turn confusion into control, how to fold chaos into a plan, how to weaponize silence. Some reports describe lights being cut, movements timed, communications tightened, an operation designed to feel like the city itself had stopped breathing. Was the darkness simply tactical, or did someone inside the system help create it? Because raids don't just happen to a city. Sometimes a city participates. Every regime builds two palaces. One is public, flags, speeches, balconies. The other is private, locks, hallways, bedrooms. And according to multiple reports, this story cuts straight into the private one, a bedroom extraction, sudden and intimate, like history stepping over a threshold. Here's the extreme condition: disorientation. Not just fear, disorientation. Because the moment you're woken by force, your mind scrambles to answer three ancient questions. Where am I? Who's there? And what am I about to lose? A strange, unexpected adaptation kicks in, something humans have done for thousands of years. We narrate ourselves through danger. We try to talk reality into a shape we can survive. But here's the honest version. We don't know what was said in that room. We don't know what was promised. We don't know what was threatened. If there was footage, who recorded it? A soldier? A guard? A security camera? A phone? And why did it appear and vanish like a breath on glass? Capturing a head of state isn't only a moment. It's logistics, chains, transfer points, a moving corridor that stretches from one sovereign space into another. Public reporting describes Maduro's transfer to the United States and his subsequent processing for federal proceedings. Here, the extreme condition becomes scale. Because once the door closes behind you, the story is no longer about a room. It's about infrastructure. Airfields, ships, documents, clearances, silence that travels faster than news. And the adaptation is strange in its own way. The modern world has evolved the ability to move people so quickly that the public narrative lags behind reality. By the time you hear the headline, the event is already inside the next container. This is why unseen footage is so tempting. Because in an age of constant cameras, the most important moments are often the ones that happen between frames. What was the route? What agreements were made, spoken or unspoken, along the way? Because the path of custody is also the path of power. If you ask the headlines, the reason is simple: charges, indictments, justice. CBS and other outlets report Maduro and Flores pleaded not guilty in U.S. federal court after being brought to the U.S. following the raid.